Good morning, everybody. We are continuing with our behind the scenes looks into different practitioners and coaches who have online businesses, because I operate under the mantra, you can't model what you don't see. So I have Tracy here with me today, and I'll get her to share a little bit about who she is and what she does. And she's a movement coach. And so I thought that this was a really good example for those of you who are manual practitioners, for those of you who are used to, manipulating bodies and being physical with your clients or patients, and are having a really hard time wrapping your mind around how this would work in an online setting. So I asked Tracy to jump on with me, and we're going to walk through the flow of her entire online business and how she works with her clients online. So welcome, Tracy.
Hi, Laurie. So amazing to be here. Love that I'm going to share this with everyone.
So why don't we start off? You can give a little bit of background, share a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Thanks. So I am a movement coach, or what's that? I like to call myself peri and post menopause pain and shape specialist. So what does that mean? I work with women over 40, mainly professionals, coaches, and businesswomen who are stuck behind screens and who want to crush their next phase life and work goals, but need their tired, achy bodies to get with the program. Because there's nothing worse than having these amazing goals for the next 40 years of your life, and thankfully we are moving into this era where 50 is the new 30, where people do have these audacious goals. But if your body's holding you back, that's where I step in as a movement coach, because we're not talking about moving more, right? Doing more Pilates, more yoga, more running, more swimming. If those kind of things, all your physio and chiro appointments aren't giving you what you want in terms of resolving these nagging aches and pain issues and getting the silhouette that you love and that you want as you go older, then that's where I step in with my 12-week Reshape Method program.
Amazing. I love that. And can you just tell me sort of what is your professional training in? Are you a personal trainer? What is your background?
So this is actually a second career for me. So I think that's important to mention as well, because I think there are also a lot of people coming into these kind of programs as a second career, because it was I was an English language editor for 25 years. And then when I hit 45, I'm nearly 53, I started getting all these issues myself, and I was looking for some kind of solution. And it was only when I found this alignment biomechanics-based methodology that everything changed for me. And then I went and retrained and then started my business. And of course, found you guys, and that just launched it all. So in terms of qualifications, covering for, insurance purposes and that, I'm covered as a yoga teacher and a personal trainer. But my specialist methodology is in corrective exercise. And specifically, I've done other trainings and certifications to specialize in perimenopause and menopause movement and exercise.
Got it. Okay. So let's take a step back. So when you first started, you were working in person with people. Yes. Talk to me a little bit about, before you went online, what that looked like.
Yeah, so I was working in person, having people come to my basement studio one-on-one, and it was getting frustrating for me and for the client, because it was book 5 sessions, and then I come and I give them some corrective exercises to work on, and they take those away. People didn't really want to buy more than 5 sessions at a time. I was getting frustrated and bored, quite frankly, because I was saying the same things over and over and over again, because although everybody came in with the same, global issues, everybody really needed to start off at the same base foundational level, no matter what their problem was. And I felt I was just repeating myself over and over and over again. And that can kind of take the passion and delight out of your business and out of your day. So that was the one thing. And then the other thing that was really important is that I felt like my clients were not getting the value and the transformation of what I could offer from this just backwards and forwards type thing. So I had an idea that I wanted to do an online program, but I didn't know how to make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's a really important point, and that's something that we talk about a lot, is this concept of, these one-off sessions, right? And how that's how we were all taught. It doesn't matter where you went to school. It doesn't matter what country you live in, what time zone. We were all taught to work with clients or patients in that way. And I think, after working with even just a handful of people, we start to really recognize that this isn't as helpful as it could be for them and for us. There's a lot of chasing. There's a lot of, outside answering questions, and it's not a fluid way to work with clients. It's not like a seamless sort of flowy way to work with clients, because there's all of these, to your point, stop and start. They come, they can't come. Their kid is sick, they can't come. It's a snow day, they can't come. They're asking you questions. It's the weekend, you're not answering.
Right.
There's all of this stop and start. And I think that's why I love this online program model so much, is because it really does give the clients the opportunity to really go at their own pace, take responsibility for their own transformation, and then utilize all of these different supports that are put in place, right?
Right. And the other thing that I found is that, of course, they were not compliant with doing the work, because it's not in this container. It's not filling their lives. It's not, within a community and with support. And change, right, in any field is about compliance. It's about daily compliance. So I was also trying to find a way to get people to really buy into that in a way that's fun and engaging.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk about what steps you took to really take what you were doing with your clients in your basement and, translating that to an online program, because there are so many practitioners and coaches, yoga instructors, Pilates, energy workers, somatic practitioners, breathwork practitioners, so many different types of manual practitioners who really would love to have an online program, can't conceptualize what it would look like for them. So how did you start to sort of take what you were doing in person and translate that into an online program?
Well, I felt like it had to be broken down into two segments. First of all, I invested in 10K. That's really important, what it was called then. And going through that process of building out the program helped me to conceptualize what it is that I wanted to do. And it took me, I think part of the reason why I was also, it took me a bit to sign because I was worried about whether or not I could actually do it. Right? I could actually create this program based on everything that I wanted to do that could give people real transformation. And then when I eventually decided to take that step, and I knew it would be hard, and I knew it would take me a long time, okay? And the truth is, it was hard and it took me a long time, but it was worth every single minute of blood, sweat, and tears.
Let's frame a long time. What is a long time?
4 months. 4 months.
Yeah. To do just the program,
or just the program.
Yeah. And why do you think that is?
Because I wanted to create something that was really unique and valuable. That was really important for me.
And so it's interesting because you say, a long time, and I'm thinking, well, given that there's so many people out there that are, in year 2 or year 5 of wanting to do this, I think given that you went from nothing to having an online program done in 4 months is not really a long time.
It is not.
But it just feels like a long time.
Before stepping into the process, it felt that it would be a long time, right? Yeah. And while I was doing it, it felt that it was long, 100%. Hard. But once it was done, and I was happy with it, it was like worth everything. Yeah.
Amazing. So let's talk a little bit about how you get clients and what that looks like. So where do people find you initially? Like perimenopausal, menopausal women, like how do they know that you exist?
So I do mainly organic marketing. I don't run Facebook ads, because I feel that what I have to offer, like I haven't really honed my message well enough, I believe, yet, in order to be a real success at Facebook ads. So I prefer to do organic marketing. So I go into Facebook groups. I pay to be an expert in certain big peri and menopause Facebook groups where I can kind of show people my offers and bring them into my world. So I do like an offer-based thing with my lead magnet or running free movement classes. And then, of course, I have my own Facebook group that I'm bringing people into. So I have my lead magnet, which is—
Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah.
And you can show it. That's really interesting. So you pay to be an expert in other people's Facebook groups. You pay them to let you to come in.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay. Smart.
Okay, so do you want to see?
Yeah, let's see your lead magnet. So even when you're in other people's Facebook groups as an expert, you're still bringing people to your lead magnet, correct?
I am. And I have a few lead magnets now, but I can show you the lead magnet. Let me just bring it up.
You have to share your screen also. But I love that. So that's like one of the organic marketing strategies we teach inside of Zero to Clients is collaboration and or affiliating with other people. That's really interesting that you do that. Okay. I love that. And you know what? I've done that in my past too, where it's like I've paid to have my work put in front of an audience, right? It's like pay for play. And like, that's a very normal thing. That's great that you do that. Okay. So you're in these Facebook groups, you're on podcasts, you're doing all of these things. And you're driving people to, this is one of the lead magnets that you have.
This is my main lead magnet. This is what I developed in the 10K system, which is my posture and alignment quiz. Okay, so I have here what people think of the quiz, what you're going to learn, a bit about me. And then they click here, send me the quiz. And then that goes to Active Campaign.
Yes.
Do you want me to show you?
Go for
Active Campaign?
Yeah.
Okay, so that goes to Active Campaign. And I love that you guys set up the whole Active Campaign thing in terms of these funnels. Let me just call that up because I've got a few of them running.
You know what I love? I love when I get on Zoom calls with y'all and you can just whip out your Active Campaign and talk to me about your automations. Like it's no big deal. That to me is like every time that happens, I'm like, I'm winning. It is like so fab because I know that before working together, this language, this level of understanding did not exist for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So people come here and they get this email. Let me open that for you. Because at one stage I tried just letting them click exactly from here to get the quiz. And then I'm like, no, I need to train them to get emails from me. I heard your voice in my head saying that. So I switched back to this. That was a fail. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they need to get the link. They need to then click on the link. Right. And then this link over here, let me cut and paste it for you, takes them to the actual quiz. Right, where they take the quiz.
And what platform are you using for the quiz?
So this platform where they're landing here is ClickFunnels, and then when they actually take the quiz, because it gives them a score and everything, it's Jotform.
It's Jotform. Oh, cool.
Yes.
Okay. And then how do they get the results?
So let's just fill it in. For example, they're going to measure. I'm showing them how the alignment is off because
this is so great, Tracy.
I have an alignment-based approach. That's where my methodology is different. It's not how you move. It's the shape of the body that you're bringing to the mat. So then they go through these alignment things. They give their email address, get your results. Okay, and then this is where it's great, right? you got an 8 out of 10. And then I'm
Oh,
telling
because
you
the
what
logic is in the jot form.
yes.
Yeah.
And then I'm saying, if you want to learn more about your results, let's jump on a call and chat about it.
Yeah. And so how many people, is this your main way of booking calls?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Smart.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah. And the conversion rate is high because I've already shown them, they've experienced in their body where the gap is. I haven't had to bridge the gap for them. They felt it experientially.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And you know what? I think for so many people, thank you for going through that, because it's so hard to conceptualize, you know, what you do in person,
Yes.
which you would obviously do an
Mhm.
assessment, an alignment assessment in person. How do I mimic that online? And there's, you know, the one thing we always say is like, there's always a way. There's always a way. Okay. So they would book in a call with you. You'd have a call with them. And then do you enroll them over the phone? Do you send them a checkout page? What does that look like?
I enroll them over the phone.
Okay. So you enroll them over the phone, and take me into ClickFunnels so we can see your lovely content hub. And so you're enrolling them through a checkout page. You're taking their credit card information. What is this?
Sorry, I enroll them over Zoom. I was doing phone calls, and then I decided, you know, as a movement coach, they think they're vetting me. I'm actually vetting them.
Yeah, you're like watching how they hold their head and like,
and I'm seeing, is this a person? Are there things that would make them not suitable to do the program as well? And that also comes up. Smart.
Right. So you're enrolling them over Zoom. Do you send them the link to the checkout page?
No.
You take their credit card on Zoom.
There's just, you know what, if they need time to think about it, I'm not going to do super pressure in terms of thinking about it. So what I do is, first of all, I record that call, that sales call. That's what it is. I record that call. And then if they are not a sale on the call, I will set up a follow-up, right? So I'll say, do you want to follow up? Do you want to think about it and follow up in a few days' time? And most people will say yes. And then between that period, I'm sending them the replay of our call.
Got it. Smart.
Right? Because I'm really seeing like a lot of people fall by the wayside in the follow-up. A lot of people aren't ready to make that commitment at the first contact with me. But if they watch the session, if they even play it for their husband, some people, their husbands have had objections, and they've played the sales call for their husband. And the husband was like, oh, I can see how much this is going to help you. I can see how much.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Amazing.
And then if people are no, right? Some people are no, they come back a couple of weeks later. And they cancel that follow-up call, that's fine. Yeah.
That's fine. And what do you sell your program for?
I sell it for $1,997 US, and it's going to go up next year. I offer a pay in full
$1,997. So $1,997, $1,997. Amazing.
$2,000. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
It makes me so happy. Okay. So show me.
Can you see my content hub?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm in the process of a little bit of a rebrand. So it's a little bit all over the place.
Yeah.
But this is it. This is how I worked it out with your amazing coaches. And I think it was Laura.
I love this.
Right?
So they come in, and so then you have the workouts at the top. Yes. And then the rest of it is basically guiding them through everything else.
Yeah, so the rest of it are learning lessons, because I call it a whole body, whole being program. So the workouts are the whole body, right? These are half-hour workouts that go through 3 phases, because I was also like, well, how do I make this progressive, right? How do I stop it being boring? So at each phase, there are different workouts as people are getting stronger and as their alignment is improving. I take them through this process, but then they are also going week by week, because what you do the other 23 and a half hours of the day is even more important than what you do on the mat. So I'm filling it out with other things. And this is where I really think like my program is adding value, is that I'm able to give them, because
100%
of this kind of system, the workouts plus all these different extra things that fill out and give compliance, because it's making more sense in their life rather than being something, oh, I've got to do my workout, right? Yeah. I'm giving them the background and the explanation of like why what you're doing on the mat's important.
And just stop sharing for 1 sec, because I
Mhm.
want to chat with you about this. I think that this is a really important point, because we get massage therapists, we get physios, we get, any type of practitioner like that. And they're like, well, what what would I even put in an online program? And I'm like, you have so much knowledge, you don't even know.
Yes.
You don't even realize how much extra knowledge you're carrying around in your head, because it never,
So true.
you never considered that you could even take all of the knowledge of breathing and movement and posture and alignment and self-massage and all of these things and structure it exactly like what you did, right? Which is the way that we teach people who do sort of movement style things, even weight loss, anything that's sort of protocol based. You have the protocol, which are your movement, your movement phases on the mat, but then you still have to teach them things. You have to teach them, sleeping and stress and like all of the other educational things that they then also have to comply with, which you would never be able to do in a one-off session ever.
Yeah. And each person I was seeing one-on-one, we're getting little bits of this and bits of that. I wasn't able to give every person the same general information. It really fills out the program and makes it more than, oh, why shouldn't I just be doing like free yoga by Adrienne videos?
And do you run webinars? Do you do anything like that? Or is it mostly just driving traffic? And then
I do. I run a webinar. Yeah.
And what's the webinar?
The webinar is, do you want me to pull that up?
Yeah, go for it. Share your screen.
Let me just pull it up quickly. And
I think it's, as you're pulling it up, I think it's so important to note for everybody, listening and watching, is that we forget how much we know, because either you've been doing it for so long, it's second nature to you, or we forget how much people don't know, right? How valuable even just showing somebody how to belly breathe would be for their well-being, showing them proper posture at a computer, showing them, foot placement. Like there's so much that those of you that are sort of manual practitioners have to offer outside of just laying hands on a person. Yeah. Okay. So this is your webinar. So 3 simple but surprising exercise strategies perimenopausal and menopausal women must do to get, I love it. So good.
Yeah.
So good.
So this is the sign up page.
Yeah.
And then now that I've run the webinar a few times, I've taken screenshots of the feedback people have given to the webinar, also that I found is great to convince people to come. Yeah. That's
amazing. And so they come to the webinar, and then what happens?
They come to the webinar, and then I either book you guys even helped us with the whole webinar flow, right? That was amazing. Like, I love my webinar now. I can show you that if you want to as well.
Sure, go for it.
So they come to the webinar, and they either book a call on the webinar, or I find a lot of people. So let me should just show you this quickly. And like, I am such a whiz at ClickFunnels now. But that's because you guys like got me started, right? I didn't have to reinvent the wheel. That's what that was what I was looking for before I signed up. It's like, because I had all this as a base, I've been able to teach myself everything else really, really easily. So I sent them a replay over here. And then I do get calls booked on the replay.
That's shocking. That's amazing, because most people don't. So that's really great.
I put the replay here, and I put an expiry and for them to book a call.
Yeah, love it. It's fab.
So,
great.
I'll stop sharing for a second. I just need to look for
and
my
I think
webinar.
It's one of the things that I want to make very, very clear, because I think that for a lot of practitioners and coaches who are just getting started, they think they have to do all of these things. And what I'm trying to show you is that every single professional that we work with has the same framework, and they rinse and repeat the same things over and over and over again. So like, when Tracy's being an expert in whatever group she's being an expert in, she's educating people, but she's sending them to the same lead magnet. When she's running her webinar, she's sending new people to the same webinar. When she has her calls, she's saying the same things. You know, it's once you have it, and then you just get better at executing it. But the beauty of working online, and the beauty of having an online program, and the beauty of the way that we teach practitioners and coaches to work is that once it's set up, you just get to improve it. And so once it's done, it's done. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
And so this is your webinar.
And this is my webinar. And this is, and you know, this is what I've honed, and I've played around with things over time.
Love it.
I give people this coffee card promise. If I'm wasting your time, if you learn nothing new, I will send you a coffee. Nobody has yet asked for a coffee.
Oh, that's amazing.
And
Amazing.
so
Pretty
so
simple,
this is
but
what I take them through.
but surprising exercise strategies. Yep, I love it. I love it so much.
And I'm telling them, you know, they're showing them a bit about me. And so this is taking them through the webinars. On this journey through. And the webinar is great. Then here we jump to these, the 3 reasons. I've just jumped forward a little bit. The webinar is it's a longish webinar. It's over an hour. But I remember hearing you say, you know, if people are interested, they'll stay, and those
100%
will buy.
And
if I try to make it shorter, I won't really be able to explain 100%. To them why what I do is different than just spinning or going to yoga or whatever. And then what I also have decided, I find works is like, instead of trying to be convincing with my words, I just pepper in testimonials, and I don't even read them. I'm just talking. I let them read the testimonials themselves.
Absolutely. This is amazing.
So then we get to over here, the secrets. Same thing. I'm going through the secrets, and I'm talking about the secrets, but then I'm taking, and I could only do this after I put my founding members through the program. And that's what I did. When I've only been running the program since July last year. And also, just to say, my first year in business, I made like double what I had set as my goal. It was absolutely amazing.
This is incredible. I am obsessed with this. And I also just, you know, thank you for sharing this, because I think this is what progression looks like. You know, you can go ahead and stop sharing and we'll wrap it up. But I want everybody to understand, just as your clients go through a progression in their journey, you go through a progression in your business. You know, Tracy started with 0. She didn't have an online file. She had no email list. She had nothing, like 0, no program. You heard her say it took her 4 months to get her program done, but she did it. You know, but she did it. And now she has all of these clients who are getting these amazing results. And it's a progression, just like everything else. There's no, you know, okay, I've made it, you know, like I'm done now, right? Like it's a progression. Like building a business, just like healing, just like transformation, is a progression. And the thing is that you'll never be able to progress if you don't start. Right. And I think the fear of getting started is so great. But then once you do it, you're like, oh, wow, this is really interesting. I'm learning so much. I now know how to build my own funnels. I now know how to tweak things. I now know how to set up a quiz all by myself. Like, that's huge.
Absolutely. And of course, I could not have been done if I hadn't had like the support and the expertise and just getting, because I'm like relatively techie, but the thought of having to go on YouTube and figure out, like just having all the initial stuff set up for me was massive. Having the support, the daily support, there were some moments where I was like, you know, I needed to be like talked down from the ledge, and your coaches were there for that. And I got it done in 6 months.
Amazing. Well, a big round of applause, because that is huge. And thank you so much for being so forthcoming and just sort of giving everybody a behind the scenes look. And congratulations on all your success. It's so fun.
Thank you.
It's so fun. My biggest thrill is when I scroll social media and I see my clients with their content, talking about their own client wins, and like I see their content, it just makes me so happy. So thank you for jumping on today, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Lori, and thank you for doing what you do, really.
My pleasure. All right, we will chat soon. Thank you.
Bye.